Kia ora everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Azareth. Today I'm just going to do a random read. I'm just feeling it today. I'm feeling pretty good today, to be honest. Something that I will mention is that I had a song come up into my head today, and it was I Know You Want Me by Pitbull, or whatever the song's called. It came to my head this morning, and I was like, man, I need to listen to that song. I started listening to it, man, and it was like, yeah, this is cool. This is pretty dope. It's crazy when you go back to old songs from 2000s or early 2000s or around 2010 range. I think it came out that song by Pitbull came out in 2012, 2011. I don't know. But essentially what I'm getting from that, the reason I'm bringing that up is because perhaps there's someone that wants you, and it could be in a dirty sense, maybe, or someone, or people want your attention even, and you got your stuff, you can strut your stuff, I feel like that's partly it too, being able to strut your stuff and everything. If people see it, what you got. Yeah, lust. It's strength, but this is the Thoth deck, and underneath this is lust. That's pretty funny. Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords. Yeah, you got it. You know your shit. Oh man. Another thing I was picking up is that someone needs to get out in the sun more. Someone needs to get out in the sun a bit more often. I feel like it's kind of for me as well, because I spend a lot of time being up at night. I like nighttime, it's fun. I like being awake when everything else is asleep. It's like everything energetically is just calm. It just gives you much more clearer space to kind of focus on stuff a bit more. But someone needs to get out in the sun more. You could be stuck inside from your job, you could be in lockdown or something, and you're not getting outside enough, or I don't know, something like that. You just need to get outside more, even if it's for 10 minutes, just chilling out in the sun, just relaxing. You don't even have to do anything. You sit outside and just breathe, do some breathing meditations or something. Be good. Be good for you. I was finishing off doing some of these shufflings. Just shuffling. I don't know. I just feel good. It's weird. Whoa. Hold up. So yeah, today I'm just gonna do a random read. I'm gonna do a random read as per usual. I don't know. I enjoy doing the random reads because it's I just pick up on whatever energy comes through, and then my intuition kicks in, and then I can kind of just go from there. But anyway, I should probably keep this relatively short. I shouldn't make this go on for ages. I may be doing a couple of videos today, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I guess let's just get into this. Alright, what's going on in the collective? Who's going to see this message and who needs to see this message? Alright. One of the Pentacles, Tower, and the Empress. I wonder, so this could be you sitting in it could be someone or somebody sitting in a place of someone's manifesting something. This is the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Someone could be manifesting something, because we've got the Nine of Pentacles, Tower, and then the Empress. And this could be the fact that someone's actually, maybe you've been doing manifestation work for a while, and you feel like if you're in a good place and you've been doing the work required to actually manifest what you actually want to manifest. And then I feel like maybe you're not entirely expecting something to come through that you actually are manifesting, and maybe you're in the last a fair amount of oh my god, my English. So essentially, sometimes when we're early stages and getting into manifestation and everything, essentially sometimes we forget like you might get into habits of doing stuff, or you might have that small lack of faith towards the end when your manifestation's just about to appear, and that's where you need to have your faith the most. But essentially, I have a funny feeling that's like that. Like you kind of have a slight tower moment because you're letting that sort of doubt come in. But I feel like that doubt is an indication that your manifestation is actually right there in front of you. It's not, or it's so close that, like, in a way, it's like, I don't know, you just need to sit in that power as the Empress and know that that thing is yours. It is yours. It's what you've been manifesting. It's your manifestation. Nothing can stand in the way of that. Perhaps you've been fearful that people have like been putting spells or something on you, or if you've had that going on in your mind. But essentially, what I'm hearing is like, don't worry about that. Like your manifestations are yours, no one else's. And even if someone was to do magic on you, nah. As long as you're doing the work and you're sitting in a good place, you know, you're focusing on the positive side of stuff. You're staying optimistic, because you want to help people. Whatever this manifestation is, it's you trying to help people, or it's people coming to you for advice on how you're doing this. You know, you might blow up or explode or something, and people are coming to you to try to get some advice or some knowledge on something, you know, asking how you did it. They just want to know, you know. This could be like a conversation that comes up, or it's you receiving something in the physical and people are like wanting some of whatever you're getting. But these people are holding on to, they hold on to stuff too tightly. So one of the things of manifestation, that's a kind of a learning curve, is to, when you first early are actually manifesting, is to make sure you don't hold on to stuff and feeling like, oh, I've got this, let's hold on to this because I actually was able to manifest it. What if I'm unable to manifest it? And it is kind of like the seven of wands in terms of the fact that, like, you kind of defend yourself in a way. It's like it's kind of puts you in that lack mindset when you try to hold on to it too much. But then you're also at the higher ground when you actually do have the manifestation come in, but you can't let that doubt come straight back in. But this is something where people who are actually coming to you, and they could be asking or trying to figure out what you've been doing, and so they're looking for advice, they're looking for something to help, like some kind of knowledge from you, that's going to help them manifest what they want to manifest. I feel like you're just being the example, and I think that's the most important thing, is you being that example. But these people, they hold on to what they have too tightly, and it makes them very, very defensive, because you, like, let's say if someone does approach you and they start asking you certain questions, try to understand, like, how did you do this? How did you, like, zero to hero, or, like, you know, rags to riches? Like, how did that happen? How does that happen all of a sudden? How did you create that so suddenly? And then, like, you say these things, but because they struggle to believe in what you're saying, or they might believe in what you're saying, but they can't let go of that mental mentality of lack mentality. You know, they can't. Their mindset has been so on autopilot, repeating these, like, thought patterns that are just encouraging that lack mentality because of their upbringing, because everyone around them is lack mentality and everything. But again, you're being the example of someone who isn't lacking. You don't lack. You're the fucking Empress. No, we'll keep this. What are you manifesting? You're manifesting, like, your freedom. The Eight of Swords. Maybe you've been feeling kind of stuck, and maybe you haven't been feeling as fulfilled as what you thought you would like, as much as you would like to be. maybe you have had that lack mentality, or you've been putting yourself, like, maybe you haven't been putting yourself necessarily in the dark. Maybe things that maybe you've just been have had to go within yourself for a long period of time to kind of wrap yourself up and just kind of isolate in a way. But then you're also still have been coming through as the Knight of Pentacles. And, you know, Knight of Pentacles, man, this lady is abundant. She's just like content. She's content. And perhaps you've been content as well. However, you've been still kind of wrapped up with stuff. Maybe the stuff that you haven't totally healed or something like that. But then, like, you manifest. The manifestation is you releasing these things, and that comes in with a tower, because maybe something around you changes. The tower doesn't necessarily have to be something negative, you know. It's a form of change, or it's something that some kind of structure gets broken down. Maybe you've been in a cocoon, and then, like, you're actually breaking that cocoon now. Something that came to my mind. Who are these people? How many people? Who are these people, and how many? This is also people that kind of keep themselves in the dark, and they walk away from what satisfies them. The Eight of Cups. This could be someone who is also trying to find the same kind of emotional fulfillment, but they're too focused on, like, holding on to what they have. Like, they can't let go and let new things come in. Like, that was what I was trying to get at earlier, was when you release, when you let go of stuff comes to you more. When you let go of the things you currently have and just be satisfied with it, and constantly be like, oh, I'm looking forward to more, you know, things come in easier and quicker. But if you manifest one thing, you manifest 10 of Pentacles, and you're like, whoa, I don't think I'm going to be getting this 10 of Pentacles again. I'm going to hold on to this quite tightly, whatever this thing is. And then you don't leave any room for anything else to come in that you want. And you kind of get back in that lack mentality, just over the fact that you've received the thing and you don't want to, I guess, lose it in a way, you know? Oh man, my chest feels like real bubbly. It feels like a lot of pressure. Maybe someone's been feeling quite pressured lately. Maybe this is that person, that the other people that are coming to you that feel quite pressured within themselves. Or maybe this is you, this is the energy, like this is the energy that's manifesting within you as well, as you release and you keep moving forward, and you start coming into the Empress energy, and like with that contentness as well. It's like everything's in your favor. Perhaps these other people are scared to go into kind of do what you've had to do, which is go into hermit mode. You've gone into hermit mode, and you could say that these people need to take more time to be on their own. Because again, when you're in a lack mentality or something like that, it's because of your environment around you. It's just kind of enforcing that, because if most people are in a lack mentality, or you attract the people with a lack mentality because you have a lack mentality. Law of attraction, that's how that works. So whatever vibrational state and like what you tell yourself and everything, that's going to come straight back at you in the form of people, events, physical things, so the material, everything, almost everything. But then there'll be like a mix of different energies of all that, like where everything that's around you is just a mix of different energies. So, but maybe these people, maybe you're like, you know, I kind of just spent time alone and try to understand myself and try to identify where this is what society and everyone else around me was saying, but what do I want to believe? You know, maybe you're getting into that, maybe you've gotten to that point where instead of being wrapped up in everyone else's stuff, you're like, I'm going to drop all that and figure out what I want to believe. You know, standing in your own power and developing your own power, and then you get into that You go through that tarot moment of realizing and releasing, and you just come into this complete content Empress state, and she has everything. The Empress has everything she needs, and everything you need is in your mind, and it's already you've figured it out. You understand it. 1505. I saw that. Because you've had to take a moment, the hangman. You took a moment to try to look at things in a different perspective. And that's something that these people haven't done yet, or are struggling or quite defensive at doing, because they just don't understand the process. And even if you try to explain them, it's like it's kind of like they can't let go. Why can't these people let go? The Queen of Wands. It's like maybe it's a lack of action, or they're currently already stuck in their ways that they already have. So it's kind of like they're not allowing themselves to be letting themselves have any room to grow. The Empress. Because they're too focused on what other people, like whatever this person is. Maybe they look up to somebody else as an example, and they expect that person, whoever this emperor is, to deliver. Or this could be something completely different. Who's this emperor? Two coming down. This is them need to trying to figure out, like, this is like the ability to be completely certain of what they actually want. Because when you sit in that place where you're Knight of Cups, when did that come? When you sit in a place where you start to think about what you really want, it's like you start going through these different things, and it's like you think you want you want one thing, and then you think you want something else, and it's really hard to sometimes pinpoint that. And I feel like that's what the Seven of Cups is representing here in this reading. It's like it's that level of indecisiveness within whoever these people are, or this person is, that's coming to you for the I guess it's guidance, because they don't know what they want. And I feel like there's a level of them having to go within themselves. Again, as I was saying, like you could have suggested even that you need to spend more time alone or something like that. You know, this could be a loved one or a family member or a really, really good friend of yours that kind of like that wants to genuinely listen to you and everything, but they just don't know exactly what they want, or they don't know exactly where they're at internally yet. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, they're also trying to find balance and trying to figure out, you know, how do I figure out what I do want, and how can I balance that out with the things that are around me also? Because that's what you got to do, is that like you've got to figure out how to get what you want while everything else around you is going on. So it's like, you know, but there is something that this person wants, and that would bring them a lot of satisfaction, a lot of internal satisfaction, of like that connection to the soul. What's it say to Cups? Whoa. Someone that walked away from them, or someone they walked away from, or that they need to walk away from somebody, and that brings in justice. And you got the Knight of Pentacles as well, because it's whatever this situation they need to walk away from to allow themselves to get the thing that they actually want. They've got to walk away from stuff that doesn't serve them, or people that don't serve them, and that brings in the justice, so they actually can identify more clearly what they really want by releasing releasing people, or a particular mindset that needs change. What's this person's connection with you? Or what's the connection between these two people? Or peoples? I feel like this is between two people. Like someone coming to whoever this Empress is and trying to identify exactly how they're doing what they're doing. Maybe there's between the two of you, there's kind of like weight within the relationship which kind of like slows it down, or excuse me, or there's isolation from this whole thing. Maybe that's the burden. Maybe you two haven't really been in connection or something like that for a while, or you haven't talked for a while, or you haven't communicated or anything as such for a while, and it's maybe that's caused the turbulence because this person, this Emperor, has been able to go off and focus on something else completely, like, or other people, without realizing that there's there's you over here. This could be between a masculine and a feminine. Like the masculine's been off or away, thinking he wants something that he doesn't actually want, but when in reality he wants you. This could be a love situation. The masculine could be like too focused on different different types. Like looking at too many different options when there is the one option. And maybe there's addiction involved with, like, what's this? The High Priestess. And because there is like an intuitive connection between the two. I mean, it is the Emperor and the Empress. You know, they're like one and the same, and they go together. They are the two that really rule. But whoever this masculine is, they've been focused too much on the other options, and they need to release these other options and walk away and throw in the towel, to be, in a way. Like maybe these people, like they've been trying to make it work, but it's all it's doing is stagnating them. It's just putting them in a place where they're not satisfied and things aren't actually moving forward. It's just kind of stuck. And now they want to, perhaps they're going to come back to you, trying to identify exactly what you're doing, or they want to be with you. It's really good though. Whoa. What's this? Ace of Wands. Whew. Either this person really, really wants you, and this is to do with some kind of love, or this person sees you as a kind of like a temptation in a way. Like you've been the temptation the whole time, but they've been focusing on other options, and that's probably because you guys have had a lack of communication between each other, and it's caused this weight, and it's been hard for either of you to even, like, you know, maybe it's been hard for the masculine, but you've just been doing your own thing this whole time. Like you haven't been letting it get on to you at all. But there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of I guess that mutual energy. And I feel like if like one of you two, I feel like this is the masculine wanting to actually come in and through, but there's a level of understanding that they don't have, so it causes drama between the two of you. Let's get Shaman Oracle real quick. What do we got? 24 minutes. 24:14. I saw that. I checked. The Jaguar. Something like hidden in plain sight, but it's in darkness. Like the fact that maybe you've been the one that's been hidden in plain sight, because you've been in your own darkness. You've been taking time to be like, maybe that's what I like when I was at the very, very beginning. Maybe it's really relevant that I was saying that, like, maybe you need to get more, someone needs to get more sunshine, because they're in the dark too much. And this could be the feminine, the Empress, who's trying to be figuring her stuff out, and now she's manifesting things, she's creating stuff. Hold on, let's get this 28. Let's read up on the Jaguar. 17. Here we go. The essence. The Jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon, and in times of fear she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth, she can track her mark from the distance and not be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the rainforest, fearless and at ease. The Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. I feel like the masculine's intimidated by you, even though there's all this passion and stuff. Maybe that's why there's been a lack of communication, because you've just been doing your thing. Like, you haven't been worried this whole time, but the masculine's been carrying around this burden, because it's like the masculine's intimidated by you and what you're creating, but at the same time he's the emperor too. So it's like maybe this emperor's been too caught up in his options, and has been too defensive and unwilling to kind of like acknowledge you in a way, because he's been out of balance as well. Like, he hasn't been able to focus or anything, but there's this, like, because of those reasons, because he hasn't been in that sort of control, I feel like he's been trying to be in too much control. He's not letting his intuition help guide him or anything. And so because he's out of whack, out of balance, he's he's really intimidated you, because you have all this power and stuff. It's like you continue to manifest that within yourself, because that's what you're focusing on. You're just focusing on you. You're not worried about anything else. He just needs to grow some balls. I feel like this is him wanting to actually to make communication and actually reach out, but he's just not doing it, even though there's a lot of passion, and your intuition already knows. You already know who this person is, and they know who you are, except they've been looking at different options. Like, this person's been having some form of lack in commitment, because there is this weight and there's not enough communication. Perhaps there needs to be more communication, or maybe the masculine hasn't been open about his emotions or anything, because he is focusing on too many, like as I was saying earlier, hasn't gone entirely within himself and walked away from the things that haven't served him, so he doesn't actually know what he wants. So it's not until he actually walks away from the things that are stagnating him, and the people and what he thinks are his options. Like, they could be options, but compared to you, you're the Empress. Nothing else compares to you. So whatever options that he's entertaining, they're actually not serving him, they're making him stuck. And there's something inside him that knows that. He just doesn't want to acknowledge it, because this connection is intimidating to him. He's intimidated by you. Is there going to be communication? Will there be communication? There's going to be something that comes through, and he could come in and offer you, like, you could actually come in and talk about going on a date or something, after finding a new perspective. Sending a message of some kind. Where's the bottom? But it's like he kind of realizes something at the same time. It's like he has a small epiphany, or he actually grows some balls and comes forward. Yeah, he rushes in quick. He realizes that he comes in with the message, with the Knight of Swords. He comes in quick, He's like, he grows some balls with a really passionate offer. He sends you a message of some kind, comes in to try help give clarity to the situation and stuff to start moving towards you, but he has to go through whatever that process is of releasing things that don't serve him. And the things that, the options which he thinks he has, which he does have, but they're not the ultimate option. Like, they're not going to serve him, not serve him, but like, they're not the good options. He's focusing on all the wrong things, and it's just because he sees you very powerfully. Again, he's intimidated by you. It's because he needs to, you know, gross balls. Alright. Shit, so this is a love reading from the looks of it. But you're manifesting. You're just manifesting. You're doing your thing. You're doing your stuff. You're making huge breakthroughs. And people are noticing. People are noticing. And you are, you know, again, you're taking time to look at things in a different perspective, and you're getting yourself unstuck. At least what you feel is unstuck. You know, being stuck is a feeling. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, you know, you do feel stuck because you're stuck in situations that you don't want to be in, but I feel like this is more like you've been feeling stuck within yourself. It's not anything on the external that you feel stuck with. It's like this stuck within yourself because you need to go through some healing process and moving towards looking at a new perspective, and that has required you to go into hermit, or you have already been in hermit. But your manifestations are becoming more powerful because you're taking time for yourself, which does make sense. You're not talking about it either. You're just looking at things in a different perspective. You're really, really content. But the tower moment, you're literally manifesting your own tower moment by looking at things in a new perspective, trying to gain some new perspective as well. But yeah, this is good. This is going to be some kind of love offer. Expect some kind of love offer in the future, 100%. And this is that masculine and your intuition between the two of you. If you being the feminine in the situation, whoever the Empress is, and however this resonates between the two people, like it doesn't, the Emperor doesn't have to necessarily be a man, could be a woman, could be, you know, vice versa. You know, take it how it resonates or how you feel like it fits into whatever your situation is. But whoever the feminine energy is, they've got the heightened intuition because they are the magician. The situation, they're taking time alone because she's just doing her thing. Whoever this is, they're just doing their thing. This masculine comes in, and your intuition, and it'll be rude passion. Can't say that. I can't say that. Alright, I'm going to finish this here. If you enjoy my content, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment your situation. If you want to see more content of mine in the future and in future videos and everything, please do subscribe, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, I guess that's all. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you being with me in this reading. And yeah, I'll see you another time.